all want to have confidence that we're succeeding for the customer, for ourselves, for our associates, for our suppliers, and for the community. A synthesis of all that is, I think, is a good entrepreneurial organization. Kevin was always the entrepreneur, and I've learned from him my whole life. I always admired his work ethic even when he was a young kid. He was out painting street numbers on the curbs in New Jersey, made money doing that, bought a snow blower, made money doing snow blowing during the winter.
The family moved from New Jersey to Fort Lauderdale in the early 60s, a land of opportunity.
Ain't nothing like the real thing, baby. Ain't nothing like the real thing.
Mom and Dad were always good, hard-working people. They really put a value on education. While neither one of them were able to go to college, going to college and even getting a graduate degree was an assumed given. So I would have to say they influenced us the most.
Even though college was a must, it was not a free ride. Each of the brothers worked hard to pay their way through school.
I worked as a chicken fry cook and then as a busboy. Kevin worked in a lot of different jobs. He worked his way through graduate school at Florida Atlantic University as a bellhop, and he saved money. To this day, I've never run across anybody who's worked their way through college and saved money doing something basic like a bellhop. Now, he took the few $1,000s that he saved and he started Waterbed City in 1971 with that.
The idea came from a summer adventure where Kevin and his friends decided to earn extra money selling waterbeds.
Summer breeze makes me feel.
In 1971, waterbeds were pretty much lunatic fringe items, but they did it. Kevin rented a little space in a summer touristy area at the tip of Cape Cod called Provincetown, opened up a waterbed store he called Love Waterbeds, and sold waterbeds.
And it started off more like a summer job, you know, a little vacation before we went to work for the Big 8 accounting firm or IBM or one of those things.
Despite only modest sales most of that first summer, Kevin was convinced that he'd discovered an untapped market, and he was ready to start carving it out.
Summer breeze makes me feel fine.
He returned to Fort Lauderdale, where he convinced the owners of Northridge Plaza to rent him a small corner space.
He was right in the corner of the shopping center, which was the worst place. You couldn't hardly find it. And they almost didn't want to rent to him because they figured he had no chance of success. The typical waterbed we sold for $37.85. You can imagine the people that were buying a $37.85 king-size waterbed. But we were able to make money at $37.85 because we were cutting the frames at night out on the parking lot. We were buying the wood and cutting them with a skill saw.
From modest early days in a parking lot, Kevin and Keith began to tell Floridians,
You're not sleeping on one, you're just not sleeping.
and the result, they sold thousands of waterbeds and became one of South Florida's most interesting and lucrative partnerships.
I know Keith will probably tell you that Kevin is probably the smartest man he's ever known. And I think it's his drive and then working it out with Keith and explaining what he sees the vision is and Keith going, yeah, you're right, let's go for it, let's do it.
Keith and Kevin together form an amazingly well-rounded management team. Kevin, the visionary and technology guru, and Keith, the marketing and promotions genius. Their solid focus on detail, mixed with some creative and aggressive marketing, produced steady and remarkable growth for Waterbed City for nearly 20 years. However, even they did not see the challenge that would lie ahead, a challenge that would test their entrepreneurial instincts.
The waterbed business started to go decline in 1989. Caught us by surprise. We expected an increase in 1989. It went the other way. It was the first time we ever had a decrease. Profits went from being good to being nothing. Pretty soon we realized, like it or not, the waterbed business was going away.
It came to a point in time where we really need to go into the full-line furniture business. And that was really my brother's focus and concept, that he really wanted to do a full-line furniture store that had everything, and it was really a first quality type store.
City Furniture has the best prices on living room furniture.
So they took everything they had and borrowed everything they could and started trying to carve out an even greater niche for themselves in the furniture market.
Long ago, when they started in the garage making their first waterbeds, there was a major market for that, and they were one of the first guys to find that and to sort of seek it out and to recognize that market. And then as times changed, they also realized that they needed to change with the times. And not very many companies can do that successfully. They did.
We made the transition, got our first store open, our first City Furniture store open. It was an immediate success, and things turned around very quickly. What we realized we had to do was become the ultimate furniture store, because there were so many good furniture stores in South Florida, and I mean that, they're all great. What we're going to be able to do better? Well, we know the customer is very value-oriented, so we had to innovate value-enhancing systems.
To be able to bring in the right products from all over the world, to buy the best products in every category and be able to get it in and out the door for the right price, and that takes a little bit of work. And it certainly takes the facilities to back that up.
Today, City Furniture is growing faster than they could imagine, and innovation is the name of the game. Their new $40 million, 60,000 square foot distribution center, when completed, will be one of the largest buildings in all of South Florida, incorporating a state-of-the-art computer tracking and scheduling system that will maximize accuracy and efficiency.
And it gives us a lower cost of operations, which we can translate into lower markups and better values to the consumer. And at the end of the day, still make the profit we need to be able to continue to reinvest in the business.
It's hard to imagine that the Koenigs have done anything else besides build City Furniture, but their contributions to the South Florida community are equally impressive.
Both Keith and Kevin have big, big hearts, and they have, I think it's very rare to ever hear them say no, they can't do it. You know, I think the boys feel like, you know, they've been really blessed. They don't mind giving because they feel like they will get more back in return.
One of the remarkable programs of the Koenig brothers was the furnishing of Providence Place here in Oakland Park in Broward. This is a homeless shelter for mothers with infants, children. They provided top-class furniture for that institution, and indeed oversaw the installation of it themselves. It wasn't just a corporate thing, they went and did it themselves.
I think we're all responsible for our actions, and at the end of the day, we are all responsible for the environment that we create. I've never felt comfortable about criticizing anything without putting in the time and effort to feel like I tried to make a change.
Here at St. Gregory, we had to build a school, a huge undertaking 5 years ago, and he was bolder than I was in saying that we could indeed achieve the goal of raising about $5 million.
The result was phenomenal. A 21st century school implantation where hundreds of children now benefit from the dedication and leadership of the Koenig family.
You smiled at me like Jesus to a child.
And I think part of what makes them so successful is they give more than they get. They are men who continually give back to their community, give back to their church, give back to their friends, and they care deeply about this community.
Was Jesus to a child?
There's not too many businesses where we can feel more positively about influencing people's family lives. So we feel very good about the furnishings of people's homes. We feel very good about the values and the quality that we're offering them and the service that we're offering them.
It's new, it's exciting every day. You know, it's just a pleasure to have success and share success and have this win-win situation for our customers, our suppliers, and all the staff at City Furniture.
Keith and Kevin promise South Floridians a better night's rest. And they deliver just that to the multitude of people whose lives they have touched.